Lots of Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the awesome Hasbro Haslab 2-in-the-box containing the Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter from the Ghostbusters movies. And this is going to be so cool to take a look at, and it's so big that I couldn't keep it in the review station. We had to come out to the main area of my house and take a look at it on this awesome little coffee table chest thing that we have in the middle of our living room. And this is an awesome looking box, and as you can see, it is done up to be a nice metal box, when in reality it's just cardboard, and they did these graphics on it that make it look awesome. So first off, taking a look, you have a nice evidence tag here, and it says Judge Stephen Mexler, City of New York versus the Ghostbusters, Thurgood Marshall Courthouse, Exhibit D, and that is really cool. And then you have a nice lock that is designed on there. You got a nice Ghostbuster symbol right here. You got some ooey gooey slime coming out from the bottom. You have some nice caution strips here to the right. 14 plus Haslab Plasma Series 2 in the box, Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter. Also another Ghostbuster symbol here. You got some credits for the box, and then it takes 7 AA batteries. And coming over here, you have another Hasbro logo, and that is really cool. And that is one side of the box. The top of the box has an awesome, oh no, there it goes. Gotta be careful, this thing is huge. Top of the box has Haslab, has Plasma Series 2 in the box, Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter. You do get a little note from Janine. Please return all equipment to the storage room. That means you, Peter. And Janine, you have a nice weird handprint there. Could be ghost, could not be. You have the Ghostbuster symbol again. Do not look directly into the trap. Always good advice. Some more caution. And you have the top screws of the box, which is not really screws. It's just, you know, cardboard and just drawings. On the left side of the box, you have the side of the chest, which is nice. You got some more slime coming out. Nice side handle. Haslab Plasma Series 2 in the box, Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter. Very nicely done on that side. Same on this side of the box. Same thing there. That is cool. Coming to the back of the box, you have property of Ghostbusters Inc., the Ghostbuster symbols, inspected by W.Z. Moore, so hopefully he did a good job. You got some credits for the box there and some Hasbro logos. That is really nice. And finally, coming around to the bottom of the box, you haven't really got anything in the bottom of the box. So, you know, you just got some more credits, actually. And a barcode. Hey, let's check out that barcode. If you're looking for this, chances are you're not going to be able to find it in the store, and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, that is the box. I don't want to see these awesome pieces of equipment in the box. I know you don't. So let's get them out and start detecting ghosts and trapping them. And when you open the big chest box, you get 2 little cardboard boxes, and they are both designed the same way. There are cardboard. On the top, you have distributed by Haslab, Plasma Series 2 in the box, Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter with an awesome Ghostbuster symbol. On the sides, you have the Ghostbuster symbol, Plasma Series 2 in the box, Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter, Haslab. And basically, they're going to be the same on each side until you get to the back or the top of the box, depending on how you really want to look at it. Each box does have their own unique serial number, so that is really neat. And there's nothing on the bottom, so I will go ahead and forego looking at that. So now we can open them from the front here and see a whole bunch of cool styrofoam or cardboard. That's not too great. Let's see what's over here. And opening this one. Oh, hey, we got some goodies. Let's take a look at these goodies before we delve deeper into the packaging. And the first thing we're going to take a look at is this nice instruction sheet. And I say nice instruction sheet. It basically has a very brief description of what the items are and how to put the batteries in and how to put them on their stands and in their holders. But anything more than that, you're going to have to figure out on your own. But anyway, this is a really nice instruction sheet. You have Ghostbusters, Haslab, 2 in the box. A lot of credits for this. It opens up and you got some schematics in here. And again, where to put the batteries and how to turn the buttons on and all the other pieces that you might want to put on there. And yeah, it's okay. It's pretty much all I'm going to give to the instruction sheet. So basically it's going to be OJT, on the job training of how to use this thing. And the next thing that comes in the box is a nice sticker sheet. You have Camp Wakanda here, and everybody remembers Camp Wakanda is where little Raymond Stantz spent his summers around a campfire, eating yummy Stay Puft marshmallows, dreaming of one day summoning those very same marshmallows to kill us all. No, it is okay. And then you have Ray's occult books there, The World of the Psychic with Dr. Peter Venkman, and the standard Stay Puft Marshmallow sponsor. So yeah, these are cool. So you can take these off, stick them somewhere if you want, or just leave them on the sheet. It's up to you. They're pretty cool. And next up, we have this really large blueprint poster of the Ghost Trap and the P.K.E. meter. I don't know if it's going to fit all in the review station, but we can take a look at it. Anyway, go aerial. We can see the cool little diagram of the P.K.E. meter over here and of the Ghost Trap. Now, it doesn't really give us any actual use of information of how to work it. It just shows some cool little details that Egon, who allegedly did this blueprint, is going to show us. So that is really neat. It's really large. You can hang it on your wall if you're so inclined. All right. And next in the box, we have a set of Ray's Occult Books cards, and these are really cool psychic cards, and you may recognize these when we turn them around. But first off, I wanted to take a look at this cool background on the back. You do get a lot of cool symbols and sayings and words there. I like that. You got Ray's Occult Books right there in the center, and that is really neat. So yeah, and again, you may recognize these cards when we turn them around. How about you tell me, what is this card? Is it a square? No, it's a cross. And then we have wavy lines, couple wavy lines going on there, a circle. How about a square? Oh my gosh, I got that one. I'm not going to get electroshocked. And then we have a star. So that is really cool. There are 5 of these, so you do have a 20% chance of getting it right. So yay, congratulations for that. And I do love these little cards. This is actually what made the set worthwhile, I think. No, I'm kidding. There's a lot of cool stuff in this set, but these cards are something that any Ghostbuster fan would definitely recognize and want. And the next thing we have in the box are some exciting patches. Now, some of these were included with the standard set. Some of them were stretch goals. I can't remember which was which, but we'll go over them all anyway. So you have your standard Ghostbuster patch, and that is really cool. You have the Haslab Ghostbuster patch, also really cool. You have the cute little mini puff patch, and he looks adorable. And the brand new patch, you have the Ghostbusters Engineer Corps patch. And this was one of the final stretch goals, and it was really nice to have. And these are all some cool, neat patches. If you have your own little Ghostbuster jumpsuit, you can attach these to the shoulder or the front chest, wherever you want to put them. They would look great anywhere, I think. And finally, the last accessory we're going to take a look at before we jump right back into it is this awesome access card. Now, it is done to be able to get into the Zedmore Industries building, most specifically the Ghostbuster Engineering Department, and it's really nice. You have a red border, you got the Ghostbuster symbol up there, scrolling in real close. You got Ghostbuster Engineering, some letters and numbers, you have insert, you have what might be a QR code right here, and you got some information about Winston's business, Zedmore Industries Ltd, New York City, United States, Ghostbusters Engineering 10022. So that is neat. Coming to the back of the card, you do have NYC, Zedmore Industries Ltd, New York City, USA, and then like a little swipey card section, which is really neat. And you got some copyright over here for actual copyright stuff. It is punched here. If you get a little lanyard, you can attach this and walk around looking all cool that you have a Ghostbuster Engineering access card on you, and I think that is really cool. Now, like I said, some of the things we just looked at were pack-ins for the standard 2-in-the-box, and some were stretch goals. I'm not, again, sure which is which, but I think they were all pretty cool. All right, let's get back to what we're all here for. Now let's jump back into these boxes. All right, let's take out this cardboard that keeps the products nice and safe in both boxes, and that is really cool. So let's take a look. We have the Ghost Trap nicely packaged, and over here we have some accessories and the P.K.E meter. Wow, this is two awesome Ghostbuster replicas. I don't want to say toys because, like we saw with the Proton Pack and the Neutrona Wand, these are way more than toys. So, oh my goodness, there's two of them. I got to do one at a time. I think we will start with the P.K.E meter. Now, I think once we get the P.K.E meter out of the box, we can revert back to the review station where we got a lot more light and where we can get a real good look at everything. So taking a look at the P.K.E meter, it is really nicely done. It is a very heavy piece. I don't have a scale, but I would say maybe about 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. This does have some significant weight to it. Now, lengthwise, it is 11 inches long, and when you bring it forward like this, the widest part up here is going to be 3 inches, and down here you're going to have about 1.5 inches width, so you can wrap your hand around it, and you do get your hand wrapped around there really good, and you can get a firm grip on this. It's not going anywhere, and this is a really cool piece. The body is done in a black plastic. You have some silver wash right here on the sides, and that is really cool. Going up to the top of the indicator, this is where you have your display monitor right here. It's really cool. It's all dark right now, but that's going to change in just a moment. You have a slider button here that can go into 3 different positions. We'll go over that. And you have 4 sets of buttons that make up the front face here, 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 and here. These 2 will have lights on top of them, and the others will not, and that is really neat. Coming to the side, you do see the wings that are tucked away here. They do ask that you don't try to manually take these out. They are electric, so if you try to pull them out or push them in too far down, you may damage the mechanics in there, so don't do that. The side here, you are going to see kind of where the lights light up on this wing section, which is done in silver. Going down, you do have some detail in the handle here. Coming around to the back, some more of that silver wash here on this section, and then you have a safety guard trigger here, which is red. This will pull up, and you do have a little trigger here, and that is for one of the modes. We'll get into that in just a minute, and that's pretty cool. Back here on the back is your battery compartment. For the P.K.E meter, you are going to need 3 AA batteries. Just undo this screw, pop them in there, screw it back, and then you're ready to go. On the other side, you're not going to get anything different than you saw on the previous side. This is pretty much going to be standard for the wings to come out here, and nothing there. On the top, you do have a sensor display right here, and this is going to light up in certain modes, so that will be fun to take a look at. And then you have some silverware here. I love that. And finally, coming around to the bottom, you do have your mode setting button, and you will have a off switch, which is a circle. You have the first mode and the second mode, and then you have this little section here, which is to attach a D-clip if you want to attach the P.K.E meter to your belt. But fortunately, we did receive a better way to carry this around with us other than to clip it to our belts. All right, and that's pretty much what your P.K.E meter is going to look like. Again, it's very nicely done. They put a lot of detail into this little device, the paint wear, and just the design of it. I love it. So that is all well and good, but let's see how this thing works. And like I said, there are going to be 3 modes, and we will try out each of the modes individually. All right, let's go. All right, now the first setting that we are going to come to on the P.K.E meter is the EMF setting. That is the electromagnetic field. And yes, the P.K.E meter will pick up on magnetic fields, and that is really cool. I'll show a demonstration of that in just a moment. But first off, to get to the EMF mode, what you'll need to do is just move this switch from 0 to 1, putting it right in the middle. Now, it may not look like it, but the P.K.E meter has now been activated. So what we're going to do is zoom back just a little bit so we can take a look at it. And basically, in order to activate the P.K.E meter, all you have to do is select any set of these buttons on the face. So let's go ahead and just choose this top set right here. And when you hit that, the P.K.E will come to life. You'll get noise, you'll get lights, the wings will pop out, and that is really cool. So you got, right now on this display, a orange light, a red light, a little screen with a green ball going from the bottom left to the top right. That is neat. The wings have popped out, and there are lights on each of them. And that is so cool. You do hear some noise. I love that noise. Oh, in this particular mode, the wings will move on their own and they'll go up and down, depending on if you actually get close to an EMF or if they just, you know, have their own routine. I'm not exactly sure how that all works, but that is pretty much it. So that's how you can turn the P.K.E meter on. If you want to turn it off, you can hit just specifically this set of buttons up here, and that will turn it off, okay? And turning it back on, like I said, any of the 4 sets of buttons will turn it on. Now, another cool way to turn it off is to hit these 2 buttons down here, and not only will it turn it off, but you'll get a cool light show. So watch this. Hold these 2 buttons. All the lights will start blinking, and then it will automatically turn itself off. So that is a pretty neat feature. All right, so another feature for the P.K.E meter is when you turn it on, and everything starts to go and flip and flop, and you get your lights. It's really cool. This silver switch right here will actually move. So there are 2 other options with this switch. Right now, it is in the left position. You can tell because this light is on. You can also move it to the center, and when you move it to the center, the light will stay on, but the noise will go away. So now you have a muted P.K.E meter. If you don't like the sound is bothering, but you like the flashy lights, move this little switch to the middle, and then you lose your sound. But if you don't like that and you want another cool light option, move the switch 1 more position to the right. The sound will come back. You'll get a green light now instead of the yellow light, and the little ball on the screen will have gone from going this way to this way, from the top to the bottom on the opposite side. So that is really neat, and I like that. And as far as the other buttons, you can play around with them. Mostly they're not going to do much. Some of them will cause the P.K.E meter to flap, like if you just want to push the buttons. If you hold this button down to the bottom right down, you're going to get an sped up display, and the P.K.E meter reading is going to go full point, and that is going to be cool. Oh, it's going to make noise. So these things make all sorts of fun sounds, and apparently I overheated it. Oh my goodness. And I didn't know that was a feature, but yeah, that is so cool. But anyway, turn it back on any way you want, and then you can flop and flip, and if you just hit some buttons, the wings will come out and flop around a little bit, depending on which buttons you hit. There's one. That should make them go flop and flip. Maybe? I don't know. It's just this thing, I'm still learning it. There's a lot of tricks to it. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about EMF. So when we're talking about the EMF setting, the electronic magnetic field setting, the P.K.E. meter can actually detect those. So what you'll need to do is turn your P.K.E. meter on, like such. Oh, so shiny. And then try to find something that emits an EMF, which would be a socket. So as you can see, the P.K.E. meter is kind of down. And if we go towards the socket on the wall, the P.K.E. meter immediately picks up on it. And it will extend fully. And you can see the shiny lights. So that is really cool. See that it just popped right out there. Wow, an actual functioning working device. So if you need to ever find a working socket, you can do it. All right, moving on. And that was really cool. And this thing, again, you could detect them. Maybe it will even affect my lights. And maybe, yeah, you can see that once it goes full tilt, then you know it's detecting some sort of energy drain or output. So that is really cool. All right, and that is going to be your first setting, the EMF setting. Now the second mode of the P.K.E. meter is going to be what I call the manual play mode. So move the switch one more time to the left to the number 2, and like first time, it may not appear to come on, but the P.K.E. meter is ready for action. So pick whatever button you want to activate the P.K.E. meter. And as you can see, this time the lights come on, but the wings do not extend. Because in manual play, you control it for the most part by yourself. Utilizing these bottom buttons, you can raise and lower the wings and affect the monitor itself. If you get it higher, the monitor will go faster. If you get it lower, obviously the monitor image will go slower. So if you use the right button, you can extend the wings. And if you go all the way to the top, you can see the image is getting faster. If you want to bring it back a little bit, there you go. That is really cool. I love this mode because you have really the control to do what you want to with the P.K.E. meter. Now, I don't see a ghost. Oh, yeah, there's a ghost there. Oh, and again, you can play with your friends. You're haunted or something like that. That is cool. Nothing really changes as far as the light features. Again, this center button, you can move to the center to mute it and then back to your right if you want the green light instead of the yellow and the ball to go down instead of up. So it's going to be up to you. If you don't like the sound, you can mute it back there. And if you go this way, the green light stays. And if you go the other way, the yellow light stays. I don't think I made that clear in the previous section. But anyway, this is pretty neat. You can go up and down, up and down. And that's the best thing for playability. Again, to turn it off, you can hit this button here. Turn it back on. Any of the buttons. But you kind of want to bring out your wings, and if you want to turn it off again using that cool little double button feature, you can in this mode as well. Hold buttons, you get every light flashing, and then it will cut itself off. Now what's interesting about this, when you turn it on and you hit this button, it will actually go on a random routine, unlike you being able to play yourself. It actually kind of makes it a little more fun because it's almost like it's on its own little thing. And you can see I'm not doing that. The P.K.E. meter is flipping and flopping on its own, but you can still manually push out the wings and pull them back, but then at some point it's going to take over again and it will just do it. So maybe that's indicating that your P.K.E. meter is haunted. Again, if you like the sounds, if you like the green light, you know, you can do pretty much what you want in that display. So that doesn't change without the setting. So that is going to be your second setting, the manual play. Now, when it comes to the third mode of the P.K.E. meter, it doesn't matter if you're in setting 1 or 2, you could reach it in either of those. So what I like to do is, because I like the free playability, is to go ahead and put it back into 2. Again, it doesn't matter, you can have it in 1 or 2. And when you turn on your P.K.E. meter, you know, you got the little wings and everything's flashing, you got your lights and sounds. Now, to get to your third mode, which is going to be your taser mode, what you want to do is come to the back of the handle. You can see this red safety switch. Pull that back, and then you have this silver toggle switch here. So with your finger there, you're going to press it up all the way, and it's got to go all the way, and you'll hear a click when you get it right. So make sure you keep going until you hear and feel that click. All right, here we go. Oh, and at this point, your whole display turns red, your wings come straight up, and the P.K.E. meter converts into a taser. And if we take a closer look at these wings, it's always been there, but you don't really notice them until now. You have some very sharp points right here on the wing tips, and this is really cool. So the entire display has now turned red. The top 2 lights here are red. You cannot at this point adjust this silver switch anymore, so you're not going to be able to change your lights or your sounds or anything else. It will not mute from this point on. So this silver switch here has now become inert and will not work. So while in this mode, you can use the taser function, and basically the same 4 buttons will be used to activate the taser feature. So any of those 4 buttons that you'd like, just make sure you hit it, and that will actually give us a new light feature. Ah! Cool! That is so neat! Let's see if we can turn the lights down and see if that really pops. Alright, try it again. Ah! So yeah, that is your taser option. It zaps and it sounds really painful. Ah! Sometimes it sounds worse than others. But what's really cool is you can hold the taser function down for extended punishment. Suck it! But like the Proton Pack, if you hold down too long, it's going to start to overheat. So when that happens, the P.K.E. meter will alarm and shut off. So there you go. You have lost your ability to tase people. No! That sucks. But you can get it again by just hitting any button. And then you go back into the standard red mode. So that is really cool. This is a fun feature. Even if people have never seen the movie, you go up to somebody and you go, hey, they're going to jump back and you're going to scare them. But I'm not ever recommending or suggesting that you do anything like that. That would be naughty. All right. So now, to get back to your regular P.K.E. meter mode, it's very important that you just don't jerk the wings down. There is a specific way that they require you and ask you to do it so that you don't break your P.K.E. meter. So what you'll want to do is come back to the back, replace the toggle switch down all the way to the bottom. You can put the safety switch back in place. Now, utilizing only 1 wing at a time, bring it down to a 90-degree angle. So we'll take this one, we'll bring it down, and that will lock into place like such. Do the same with the second one, and leave it like that, and then it will realign itself. And that's how they want you to safely return your P.K.E. meter from taser mode. And that's pretty nice, and that's not a bad idea, because most people just want to jerk the wings down and put them into place. I know, to be honest, I did that the first couple times before I kind of went through the instructions, but that was pretty cool. And then once you activate your P.K.E. meter from whatever setting, you'll be back to normal. And you can play out your wings and do whatever you want to. So that is an awesome setting. I do love the taser mode. It looks so creepy. Ah! All right, and that is going to be your 3 modes to the P.K.E. meter. I think they're great. This is a very fun toy that you can do a lot with, and you can actually also use it in connection with the ghost trap. But we'll discuss that when we go through the ghost trap. Anyway, guys, that is going to be your P.K.E. meter in its 3 different forms, and I love this thing. It is so cool. All right, just to see again, remember, turn your switch down, bring your wings out to 90 degrees and let them realign themselves, and then you have your P.K.E. meter back to working order. All right, moving on. So after taking a look at the P.K.E. meter, it only begs one question. What are you going to do with yours? And fortunately, Haslab has given us a couple options. So what most people want to do with this fine piece of Ghostbuster movie memorabilia is display it proudly on their shelves. And so Hasbro has included this awesome Ghostbuster P.K.E. meter stand, which is nice and plastic. You have a cool Ghostbuster logo there, a nice little base for you to drop the P.K.E. meter into, and a nice little latch for it to hold on to. So that is really nice. It fits really snug on there, and I like it. And you can actually still activate the P.K.E. meter if you'd like to have it on display with inside the stand. But you know, you're going to kill your batteries if you do that, but it still looks nice. Let's turn that noise off a little bit. So yeah, I think that's pretty neat. And you can, again, put it like that. But unfortunately, if you do turn it off, you're going to go down to the standard base mode, and you're just going to have this thing standing there that maybe some people may know what it is, but some people won't. But that's okay. You know what it is in your heart of hearts. But you know, another option that Hasbro has given us is if we don't want to display this, because a lot of people are part of our cosplay community. I know a few Ghostbusters, as a matter of fact, and they do a great job going out there, bringing some smiles to the community and doing some good stuff. So they would want to carry their P.K.E. meter with them wherever they go, and to do that, Hasbro has included in the set this awesome holster. Now, they didn't really include it. We had to get more backers to get the holster, but you get my point. So this is really nice, and this is your standard belt loop holster that will fit around your belt. It is kind of large, but that's okay. It works, and you just unsnap the top here, bring your P.K.E. meter down off of your stand. Now, I would definitely recommend that you turn your P.K.E. meter off before you holster it up, because if you put it in here, there is a good chance that the buttons will get hit, because it does fit fairly snug into this case, and that will activate your P.K.E. meter if it's not turned off, and then your wings may damage themselves trying to break out of there. But anyway, it fits really nicely. It looks really good on a belt. I love it. I am so happy that we got enough backers to get this holster, and I think both of these are great options when it comes to display and carrying your P.K.E. meter around. All right, and that's going to wrap it up for the P.K.E. meter, but don't go anywhere, because this is 2 in the box, and we've only looked at 1. And now, Bots and Books fans, we have arrived at our second item in our box. This is the Ghost Trap, and it looks very, very complicated, but that's okay. We're going to work through this like Johnny Cash did, one piece at a time. Now, there are 4 parts to this Ghost Trap, but it is currently unassembled, so we will work on assembling it, and by the time that we have got it all assembled and ready to go, we should have a full understanding of how this crazy thing is going to work. All right, let's get started. And coming to the first part of the Ghost Trap that we're going to take a look at, this is the trap itself. This is the little 8-inch long plastic box that we have, and these are the doors to the trap, and they will pop open. They're done in that nice cautionary yellow and black tape. That is really nice looking. Up here you do have a digital display. Right now it is blank because there's no energy getting to it, and we'll explain that in just a moment. On the side you do got a nice little bit of sculpted detail here with a little vent, and on the other side same thing, nothing different there. On the bottom here, it is just a flat surface, and then you have this little area which will connect to another part of the trap, which will complete the circuit and give it power. So we're just gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. So turning this back around to the front side, you have a whole bunch of little buttons here. Let's get a little more light if we can without blowing ourselves to bits. So that's too bright, but there we go. Now you have 4 different knobs. Now I have not been able to find a purpose for this knob or this knob. They do turn, so maybe they're just there for fun and role play. These 2 knobs do change the way the trap does things, so that is neat. But again, we can't really see anything until we get the trap connected. Okay, let's zoom out just a little bit. I think we're getting too close. Now, mostly the trap is done in black. You do get a little bit of the silver wash that we've seen on the P.K.E meter to give it that faded and worn look. I do like that. And coming around finally to the bottom, this is where your battery compartment is going to be. What you'll need to do is take out these 2 screws here and then pop in about 4 AA batteries into this compartment. Close it back up and then you'll be ready to rock. So yeah, pretty neat. This is just the one part of it, and we will get it power with the next piece of the trap. Alright, moving on. And coming to the second part of the ghost trap, I call this the trap carrier, because we've already seen what goes into this big section here. It just needs to get where it needs to go, and to do that, it is transported by the carrier here. And you have some wheels on this, and you have a huge handle that you can carry it around or throw it or roll it where it needs to go to suck up the ghost. So that is pretty neat. And there are a lot of dials and knobs and buttons on this, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But first off, I want to go ahead and bring in the main part of the ghost trap to hook up with the carrier here. So you have one plug in here, and then at the inside the carrier you have the second. So once you connect them together, that will complete the circuit. Now pay special attention to this light right here. Let me turn the main lights down so you can notice something cool when it connects. So connect this, and you get flashy light here, and you get some cool noise. Now the ghost trap is connected and active. So this is really cool. I like it because this is what people imagine when they think of a ghost trap. You just can connect this to your backpack or carry it around with you or something like that. So yeah, this is cool. All right, so let's get this thing operational. Now it is ready to go. If you observe this silver toggle switch, it is standing straight up and down. That means it's on, off, standby, whatever you want to call it. There are 2 settings, one to the left, which will make the trap work, and you'll have some lights and sounds, but it wouldn't move. If you turn the switch to the right, the motor and the vibration begins, and then you have some real cool fun. So let's go ahead and turn this sucker to the right and get this party started. So as you can see, the trap is now on. I'm going to turn the lights down just a little bit more so we can actually see the awesome display up here, and you can see the lights flashing. You got a nice yellow light here out to the side. And that's pretty much it for the time being, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Ah! Oh my God! What? Yeah, it's a ghost. And that's kind of one of the funny things about this trap, that when you have it on, you're gonna get a lot of creepy sounds because, well, it's a ghost trap, and you can expect such things. So let's talk a little bit about the. Oh my gosh, let's talk a little bit about the function of the ghost trap now that it's all connected. So we already talked about the toggle switch here. So basically after that, you have your handle, and the handle has this switch, and if you pull this switch back, that will release the main trap, which we just put it in there, so we're not really wanting to take it out yet, but that's just how you would do that. So we'd put it back. You can get the nice little sound. There goes the light again. I like that. Now, underneath the handle, right here, almost imperceptible, there is a button. And when you hit that button, the trap will open. Wow, that is so cool. Now, this trap will stay open until we hit the button again. Now, here on top of the trap is this little screen, and this is removable. You can take this little screen out. A lot of people like to use this little screen to hide some smoke devices in here, which will eliminate smoke. But, you know, we're just going to leave that in there for the time being because I don't have anything where to put it. But if you look down in here, we will see some cool little compartments, and you got LED lights here on the side. That is really neat. I like that a lot. Now, these lights will do different effects when you activate the ghost trapping cycle, and that is cool. And then you have your display here. It will move, and you got the lights going on and forth. So let's go ahead and close our trap back up. Like that, so that is neat. And that's going to be your buttons on the handle and on this main platform. Coming over here, this is my favorite. This is going to be the ghost sound buttons. So this entire, okay, sorry. This dial will run through a list of ghost sounds. So when we move it, oh my goodness, we'll hear different sounds. Those are cute little guys. Oh, oh, hellhounds. All right, so that is really neat. Now, if you want to change out the sounds, you can by removing these red portions here, and they are very easy to come out. You'll just grab a side of them and pull them out, and then replace them with these silver ones. And when you put the silver ones in, I don't actually know how it does this because it doesn't look like there's chips or anything. Maybe it's just in there. But once you put the silver ones in, you actually get different ghost sounds. Splashy splash. Ooh, well, I think we heard that one before. Ooh. Oh, is that Slimer? Hey! Maybe, I don't know. Oh, that is neat. Ooh, sounds very angry and smelly. Alright, so that is basically going to be how you can get your ghost sounds. Coming to the other side, now you have the volume button here, and this will also control the intensity of the growling and the shaking of the thing. So if you got some stuff going on and you want to try to be quiet, you can bring this down and you can see, you might be able to see, the indicator at the top has gone away now, but the louder and the brighter it gets, that means the noise and the vibration is getting high. So yeah, if you want to save your battery, kind of cut that down, or just switch it off to regular sound mode. But I like to see the vibrations. It's pretty neat. All right, so that is what this button does. Coming around to the front, you do have a couple different buttons here. All right, let's get some more light, I guess. Oh my gosh, I didn't really adjust that. Oh my god, my review station is becoming haunted, I think. I don't know. But anyway, this switch, when you mess with this first switch, it will change the difference on the readout of your display here. And that is really neat. So you have, oh, there's Knight Rider display. That is cool. And then it's all there. And then go back and forth. Now it's emanating from the center outward. And now it's coming from the right around. And now it's going left. And then right. And then Knight Rider again. So those are different things you could do with the digital display using this first button here, using the second button. Now, this isn't really going to be anything that we can see right now. We're going to have to use the foot pedal. So certain things won't actually do anything for you unless you have everything ready to go. So that is really neat. And that's pretty much going to be the side of these. Coming to the bottom, we haven't looked at the bottom yet. You do have these big, thick metal wheels. They're very sturdy. You have the speaker box here, which is emanating all the scary ghost sounds, and that is cool. And then you have the metal plate here, which will attach to your belt holster or the display stand. So that is really neat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's scary. This thing just goes all sorts of crazy, all sorts of noise. It's really, really fun to play with. All right, so now that we've got the trap together, we still have to hook up the foot pedal. So to do that is very, very easy. So what we'll need to do is come out here to this side, and on this side we have this huge warning that says, "Danger! High voltage 1 kV electric shock hazard. Remove power before repair or adjustment." So that is always good advice. Danger there. Now, you also have this bolt right here, which is not actually a bolt. So what that is a fake bolt. This will come right off, and it is actually just made out of rubbery plastic, so it's very, very soft. And then that will reveal this port, and that is how you're going to connect the foot pedal to the trap. And that brings us to the final two pieces of the ghost trap: the foot pedal and the 10 foot of cable that you have to connect it with. So yeah, it's not going to be very difficult. So taking a look at the foot pedal, it is kind of a large item, and you do have some nice detail on the panel itself. You have what would look like electrical symbols and writing. You have some wires coming out from the top and bottom, and then you have the panel itself, which is black, and you do get a little bit of silver wash on there, and some actual screws. I believe those are actual screws there. They're not just drawn in there. And the platform is plastic, and you do got a little bit of metal for this bolt here, and these screws, this metal plate, and you have some more of that cool electrical writing here on the side. Again, I don't know what that means, if it means anything specific. And you have this little thing, which, I don't know, it looks nice. I'm not an electric person, but it looks kind of expensive. I don't want to break it or anything. Have a little light here, and on this side you have a nice circuit panel going in, and that is really cool. And then we have this second fake bolt and screw system that we saw earlier, and we know that this will just come off, and then we will have that port where we could put our cable. So grab your cable, which is nice. It's round up here, and I don't see any real reason that we need to unroll 10 feet of cable because I don't think I'm going to have enough space for it in the review station. So if you take a look at this port, you'll see the section here that corresponds, and basically look for this little gap in the band, and it will go right in there on top and plug in really nicely. If I can get it in there. Yeah. And then once you feel it click, just go ahead and screw this section in, and that is one side in. So we'll put this off to the side like such, and then we can bring in the ghost trap. Hopefully we will have enough room for this because it's getting crowded already. Here we have our ghost trap. Woo! Oops, accidentally opened it. Again, be very careful with that. The button is easy to push because it's right under this handle, and we will connect the other part of the cable. Whew. There it goes. It's angry. It's growling. It knows we're gonna catch it or let it go, I guess. I don't know. All right, so again, look for the break in the band right here, and that will go right into the slot. Go ahead and screw that in, and now the trap. Whew, okay. Oh, it's angry. The trap is connected. But let me make some quick preparations before we try to catch this ghost. I'll be right back. All right, now we're back, and I have everything prepared. As you can see, the trap is working, and you got the little display going back and forth. That is really neat. And you have the foot panel hooked up. And now all we need to do to catch a ghost is to stomp down on this foot panel. Now I'm trying to move this section out so when you see that the foot panel goes down, this little light will come on and the trap will open. So let's take a look. Also, the light on the trap is open, and the trap itself is opening and flashing. That is crazy. And my review station has gone buggy, and it has come out. So that's crazy. Oh, now it's gone down again. Oh, I think this place is haunted. This is really weird for this review, guys. I promise I'm not doing this. Okay, so that is really neat. And as you can see, we hit the panel once, and the trap went ahead and closed on its own. Oh. Contrary to the sound of the trap, if you do that, that means the ghost gets away and you don't actually catch him. I wish that would stop that. That's very weird and disconcerting. So anyway, in order to catch the ghost, you have to hit the foot panel twice during the cycle, and that will actually catch the ghost. So what I want to do is bring the lights down as far as we can, and we're going to try to catch this ghost by hitting the foot pedal twice. All right, here we go. Once. Trap is open. You got some nice strobe light effects there. That is cool. Now we have to remember to hit the trap while he's still there. Hit it twice. Did we catch him? Oh, we did. Woo! Now both lights are blinking, one on the foot pedal and one on the trap. We have got him in there. That is awesome. Alrighty. Yep, definitely in there. Now, if we were to attempt that catch again, and we bring out our P.K.E. meter and turn it on, we might be able to get the trap to respond. So let's go ahead and activate the foot panel. You can see, very nice, very vibrating. You don't really see that, but I can feel it. Hit the panel again, catch the ghost maybe. He's in there. All right, now that watch this display screen, as long as it's fully colored and you bring your P.K.E. meter out, it should be able to detect the ghost in there. I don't know. It's supposed to make sounds. This is the first time I'm actually trying it. So, I don't know. It doesn't appear to be working. Maybe I have to have it on the first setting. Oh, there's noise. Now, as long as this bar on top of the trap is solid, we should be able to interact with the P.K.E. meter. It's supposed to be able to detect noises and sounds. I don't know if anything different is happening, but I mean, it's flopping a little more. But, you know, other than that, I don't detect the trap being overly excitable. So, I don't know, I might be doing it wrong, or that just may have been... Oh, okay. So, yeah, there's growly, definitely growly. Again, I don't know. Yeah, it's gone to reset mode because now the light is not beeping anymore. But anyway, that is supposed to work. I don't know if it does, or if I'm doing something wrong, or if there's a special Easter egg that has to be done doing it. But anyway, that is how you catch a ghost utilizing the foot pedal and the trap, and that is really, really cool. All right, moving on. And that's gonna pretty much be it for the ghost trap. It was a very fun item to take a look at. You got to take it apart, you got to put it back together. It has a lot of cool buttons and dials and knobs. It lights up, it makes a lot of creepy sounds. So there's not a lot that you can say that you shouldn't like about this thing. It does look exactly like it did in the movie. It rolls like a champ if you want to make sure it rolls, and it just looks great. So I'm probably missing something when it comes to all the features to it. I was able to hit on most of the good stuff, like the opening and the closing of the trap like that. That is really fun and good. And if you have this thing, it's going to surprise you. It's going to make weird noises. I've heard the Morse code. Some people say that that's Morse code for goes or lives. I don't know. I don't have any knowledge or training in Morse code. But this thing is pretty fun. Well, hopefully, if I didn't hit everything, you'll get it and you'll be able to find the things I missed. Now, like the P.K.E. meter, it comes down to, okay, we're gonna, all right, that's scary enough of that. We're gonna turn that off. So like I was saying, like with the P.K.E. meter, you have to decide what you want to do with this rather large, bulky item. Now, a lot of folks do like to carry traps around with them when it comes to their cosplaying activities. So they did include a holster for the trap. So it is nice. It is a very solid holster. It's basically a piece of metal that you will strap to your side, and you have your slider here for the bottom of the trap, which is here, and you will just slide that into place, and it actually stays pretty good. So there's no chance that that's going to fall off, but you still want to strap it in really nicely with this huge strap underneath the handle like such, and finding your connection right there, and there you go. Then you can wear this on your belt, and it looks okay, if again a little cumbersome to carry around with. And not only do you have to carry this around, if you want to use it authentically, you'll also have to carry the foot pedal around. And when you bring the foot pedal out, if you flip to the bottom, you will see that it does have this similar hole that we saw with the P.K.E. meter, and that is for you to put a camera D-clip on, so you can also attach the foot pedal to your belt. But then when you go with the foot pedal, you also have to have your cable. Now, you probably don't have to have 10 foot of cable, just enough to make the connection and make it a little bit of give. So I don't know, but it's going to be up to you. If you have no intention of lugging this thing around ever, like I will never lug this thing around any convention center unless I am being threatened with pain of death, and even then I'll have to take my chances. what you would probably want to do is settle for displaying this at your home, in which case you will bring out the handy dandy display stand, which is really nice. It is made of that same hard plastic. You have a Ghostbuster logo right here at the top, and then you have your slider here. So basically this goes flat like this. You don't put it up anywhere. Line up your slider and it will roll into place, and you can just adjust the wheels how it sits, and there you go. It's going to sit right there. No one will bother it, and if you actually have the gumption, you might be able to mount it on the wall, but it's not intended to do that. So if it falls off, don't say I did it for you. But anyway, some nice nails or something, it could fit through there, I think. But then again, this might not hold it, and that might break. So if you want to try to fix a wall mount, that would be something that you could possibly do. But it is up to you. It is your collection. It is your item. Display it how you see fit. All right? And that is going to be the last of the 2 in the box. I do hope you enjoyed the Ghost Trap. All right, moving on. And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, the Hasbro Haslab Ghostbusters Plasma Series Ghostbuster equipment. The Proton Pack, the P.K.E meter, the Neutrino wand, and the Ghost Trap. And wow, this is a sight to behold when they're all working and in order. So it takes a second to get them all in sync because they all have cut off to save the batteries. But once they all are working and flashing and beeping and smoking, this looks awesome. I am so happy to have each and every one of these items in my collection. And if you are a rabid Ghostbuster fan, I'm sure you will have them as well. So this is your comparison with all of the awesome products in the Haslab library. Alrighty. Maybe we need to do a complete field test to make sure this equipment is functioning. I am getting some sort of reading using this P.K.E meter that we just reviewed today. Great. Flipping around. I could have an open electrical outlet somewhere. Who knows? Uh-oh. It's getting stronger, it looks like. Oh. Family heirlooms. Those are always good for a haunting. No, it's not indicating over there. Huh. Oh, uh-oh. I got a hot one this way. What? Oh my God! It is a class 4 fully manifested childhood trauma! Ah! Hang on! Ah! Alright. Time to Care Bear stare this! I can see now why there are 2 guys, one holding the P.K.E meter and one holding the neutronic blaster. I think he's ready for the trap. I gotta set the trap. Seated in order. Alright, Care Bear, you've had it now. Open trap. There it goes! Ah, I missed it! He's still alive! Ah! Ah! Try again! There he goes! We got him! He's getting sucked into it! He's getting sucked into it! Ah! Ah! Alright. Did he make it? Did we get him? Woohoo! He's gone! That class 4 manifested childhood trauma is not going to be bothering anybody around here. Whew! And I think that's a successful test of our equipment. Let's end this review. And that was a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And this has been the Hasbro Haslab Ghostbusters Plasma Series 2 in the box, the P.K.E meter and the Ghost Trap. And this is another great offering from Hasbro. I love these official prop movie replicas that actually do some stuff. This is a great combination between toy and collectible and memorabilia. No matter what kind of collector you are, this will fit into your collection some way if you collect Ghostbusters, that is. So let's do a recap on the items. First off, the P.K.E meter, very awesome little device. You got 3 different modes. I love each of them. The fact that it is an EMF detector is awesome. I have very few toys that I can actually use in a productive and practical purpose, and this was one of those. The lights and sounds are great. I do wish we could turn the volume up on the P.K.E meter. It did seem a little soft sounding to me, but there are probably ways to increase it or magnify the sound if you were technologically inclined, but I am not, so I'll just have to make do with what it is. I love the case. I love the stand for it. All good things. The Ghost Trap was kind of bulky, but then again, how are you going to make something like that that's not big and bulky? The engineering of the Ghost Trap was really clever. I love how it came apart. And the slight attachments of the foot pedal and the cable and all the sounds it makes. I think I could spend a few more hours going over the Ghost Trap. There's just no telling how much stuff Hasbro put into the Ghost Trap. Oh no, I really like this set. It really finishes out the gear you'll need to complete your Ghostbuster ensemble, and I think you'll be very happy if you initially backed this Haslab. And you know, there's only one place that they can go from here now that they got all the movie Ghostbuster gear out. Now, if you are looking for one of these and you didn't back the Haslab, you are going to be able to find it. Unfortunately, you're not going to like the price. Checking on the secondary markets today, I've saw that they are going anywhere between $400 to $600. Now, this was initially $300, I think, when it came out. And it's one of those things that you know is always going to go up in price when it gets out to the market and everybody starts watching reviews and the FOMO starts setting in. But anyway, if you are looking for this, check your secondary markets. There are rare occasions when Hasbro will re-release some of the Haslab things. They've done it at least once that I know of. I don't know if this is going to be part of that ever, or if they ever do that again, but you could always kind of keep an eye out for that as being a possibility if you don't want to pay $600+ for these things. But it was a fun experience. I enjoyed it, and I definitely have a costume for the rest of my life. Alright guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be the last video of the year. Happy New Year, as Peter Venkman would say. And guys, have a great night. And until next time, keep playing.